Welcome to another exciting edition of Sports from the Stool. I say exciting because Greg and I are both big football fans, as you can plainly see here. And Payton Manning on Wednesday, it was made official that he's not going back to the Indianapolis Colts. He's officially a free agent. So I guess that opens up a whole can of worms, I guess, here in the NFL to see where Manning's going to land. So let's just start with, I guess, our two favorite teams, obviously, the Denver Broncos and Mr. Tim Tebow. Of course, the jersey I'm sporting today, and Greg Price here. I don't know what you got there, Emmett Smith?
Emmett Smith, in their more glory days in the past.
And I guess the Broncos, have expressed some interest in Manning, and I'm here to tell you right now that's not going to happen. As much as Payton Manning would probably improve our team, Tim Tebow's got to be given a chance. He hasn't even had a full year to play yet. I mean, give the guy a chance. I mean, the fans are clamoring for him again. And he's done it. He did a decent job. He won 8 games last year, got him in the playoffs, beat the Steelers. Give the guy a shot.
Well, I mean, this is just basically a scenario that I'm playing out here. It's not going to happen, but I know that there's some Cowboys fans here that I've talked to in Tabor that have spoken about their displeasure of one Tony Romo. The type of quarterback that's solid yet not elite, that maybe can't take the team to the next level. So just plain, wishful thinker here. What if the Dallas Cowboys picked up Payton Manning, traded Tony Romo for an offensive lineman to protect Payton Manning, and the buzz has always been he needs his weapons, and they've got Des Bryant, they've got Laurent Robinson if he re-signs, they've got Miles Austin, they got Witten, they've got Murray out of the backfield, so they certainly have the weapons to his disposal.
And let's be honest, I wouldn't trust Romo to take my team out to a buffet, let alone the Super Bowl. I mean, come on.
I'm currently not in the anti-Romo club myself, but I mean that's a scenario. But again, that's just a wish list. I seriously don't think that will ever happen. But I guess let's move into maybe the teams that he'll theoretically go to.
Well, now we've heard anywhere from we got Arizona. We've heard Arizona. We've heard Seattle. 2 in the NFC West, a division that the 49ers won last week. We've even heard the 49ers. Every team in that division except for the Rams, I guess, is in the Manning sweepstakes. And I would think the 49ers would not be interested. Alex Smith did a fine job last year, showed a lot of improvement. No, he's not going to the 49ers.
I'm not saying he's going to the 49ers, but this is Alex Smith's first sort of solid year, and he's sort of been more of a...
It's the first time he's going to have the same offensive coordinator for 2 years in a row. I mean, come on.
Okay, well, I'm just saying the stats show he's sort of more of a placekeeper than he is a difference maker. So all I'm saying,
we'll see.
You're in a division that's got a bunch of weak teams in it. If you're Payton Manning, you want to sort of try and cherry pick a team that's going to go deep in the playoffs, and out of that division, that's the one that's probably going to go the deepest.
Yeah, and then can Manning turn Arizona and Seattle into contenders to beat San Francisco? I don't know. I guess that's the question there. And then you move on to the Jets. We've been hearing the Jets a lot recently. But of course, there's Mr. Tom Brady in that division. Does Manning want to go head-to-head with Brady twice a year?
I don't think he would. I don't think he would shy away from that. What I think he would shy away from is the Manning versus Manning New York media circus that's out there.
That too.
I don't think he's at this point of his career where it's actually worth it. So
I mean, in the same city.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would take the Redskins off the list. The Redskins have been another team, but of course they're in Eli Manning's division with the Giants. So I think we can scratch them off the list. That's agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not good that we agree, but okay. And let's see. I guess we can move on to the AFC North, where we have the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and Browns. Browns. That had been a possibility. The Browns have said yesterday they're not in the run for him, so we can knock that out. The one I would like to mention, as I've heard this a little bit, I've heard the Houston Texans. Now they have Matt Schaub, they have Matt Leinart, both were hurt last year. They were a team that was a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl, I felt. And they're in the same division as the Colts. So really, if Manning wanted to, I think they parted on good terms, but if Manning wanted to stick to the Colts, beating his former team twice a year, which he probably most certainly would with the Texans for the next 4 or 5 years, that might not be a bad way to go.
I think you have it completely right, that I think the absolute optimum landing point would be the Texans. So you've got the Colts that are in rebuild mode. The Jags are always horrible. And the Titans are they're iffy. So I mean, if you're looking for a division, I mean, he's on the tail end of his career. If it's really all about the ring, that would certainly be an optimum landing point. But I just that side story with the Colts and the teary goodbye, I just don't think he wants to be reminded about that twice a season, if not more.
And the only two divisions we haven't touched on is the NFC North. We get the Packers, Lions, Bears, and Vikings. Maybe the Vikings can make it 3 quarterbacks in a row, 3 washed-up quarterbacks in a row. They went with Favre, they went with McNabb. Why not Manning? But still, again, that's a division where the Packers, I think, are in a pretty good spot. That you're probably not going to win many games in that division. And then the NFC South, you got the Saints, Falcons, Panthers, and Bucks. All those teams are set at quarterbacks. So really, I think the options really boil down to basically the Jets. I don't know. Maybe the Jets. Maybe that's the only one I can see at this stage right here. I guess the Dolphins are always in the mix. He lives in Miami.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
I would say, I mean, my pick. I know there's things out there that says that he wants to stick with an AFC team, but I'm putting my money just somewhere. I don't know where, but I think he's going to land in the NFC West.
NFC West, the 49ers, so maybe the Cardinals.
There's been talk about Seattle as well. I mean, that's the weakest division by far, and
Seattle has money.
Seattle has money. All 3 teams possibly have quarterback issues, so can't really give a definite answer, but I think he's going to land somewhere in the NFC West myself.
Yeah, and that's not a bad idea if you can attract Reggie Wayne, your favorite wide receiver, there as well. Hey, all the power to you. But again, I think the Dolphins have the inside track. If I were to pick, they already have Brandon Marshall, they already have Reggie Bush. If they can afford to bring in Reggie Wayne, that's 2 great receivers, a good running back. You add Payton Manning to the mix. You know, hey, maybe you can make some noise in that division. So.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I guess Payton says he wants to make the decision in a week, so we should know pretty quickly.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Okay.
So that's our tape for this week on Sports from the Stool. For Garrett Simmons and Greg Price, we'll see you next week.